In the United States, there are increasing calls to remove Confederate statues and monuments because of their connections to slavery. It's part of the anti-racism movement triggered by the police killing of George Floyd in Minnesota. But President Trump is insisting that army bases named after officers who fought for the Confederacy during the Civil War won't be changed because they're part of America's heritage. Our correspondent David Willis sent this report.
They are potent symbols of a racist past, erected in honor of those who sought to keep African Americans enslaved. Now the statues of Confederate generals are being cut down and carried away as a nation incensed by the death of George Floyd seeks to turn its back on the past. The monument to the former president of the Confederacy, Jefferson Davis, was taken away by police after being toppled in Richmond, Virginia. But the memory of slavery and segregation lives on through army bases which bear the name of Confederate officers such as Braxton Bragg. There are 10 of them in total, and calls are now growing for those bases to be renamed. Retired U.S. Army General David Petraeus, who served at Fort Bragg, is among those in favor of renaming the bases. In an essay published in The Atlantic magazine, he wrote, "The irony of training at bases named for those who took up arms against the United States and for the right to enslave others is inescapable to anyone paying attention. Now, belatedly, is the moment for us to pay such attention." Authorization for a name change would have to come from the military, and senior officials have indicated they might favor such a move. But all 10 bases are in southern and former Confederate states, many of which supported Donald Trump in 2016. And the president is radically opposed to the idea. "The United States of America trained and deployed our heroes on these hallowed grounds and won 2 world wars," he tweeted. "Therefore, my administration will not even consider the renaming of these magnificent and fabled military installations." But symbols of the Confederacy are under growing threat. The Confederate battle flag, otherwise known as the Stars and Bars, has now been banned by NASCAR, the organization that runs stock car racing in this country. And the leader of the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, is calling for statues representing Confederate leaders to be removed from the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. The landscape is changing here in the wake of George Floyd in all manner of ways, as America grapples with a grim legacy of its past. David Willis, BBC News.